See you soon. Thank you. This morning, strong winds blew the roof right off a garage next to a house in Erlanger. Todd Dyke's been following this from the Woodland Hills subdivision with a closer look. Todd, please got to describe what you're seeing out there on the ground.
Yeah, Colin, quite a scene here. I'll step out of the way and just tell you that, garage supplies, old plumbing tools, and a lot of memories now on full display for this neighborhood to see here off Woodland Hills Drive, just off Turkey Foot. This home, it is just a mess right now, considering what happened this morning when those strong winds ripped through. Neighbors describe hearing a really loud noise and looking out and seeing this damage. And as is often the case, this is about the only damage that we have seen in this neighborhood. It's just remarkable. But the top of Joanne Arlinghouse's garage is now upside down and pieces in her driveway. It was just a wild way to start this Friday morning for Arlinghouse, whose late husband used the attached garage as home base for his plumbing business. While many people who live in this part of Kenton County did hear the sound of weather sirens blaring around 8 this morning, Arlinghouse says she didn't hear that noise. She was just getting out of bed, in fact. She was about to make coffee before she and her son were set to make their daily trek to attend Mass at St. Barbara Church on Turkey Foot Road when she looked out her window.
I thought I was seeing things. I mean, I didn't know, I just didn't realize that it was my garage roof. So, but then, like I said, there's nothing you can do about it.
She got a great attitude, I can tell you that. Nobody heard here this morning, and Joanne Arlinghouse certainly grateful for that. She told me if the storm had blown through just a little bit later, it could have been a whole lot worse as more family members started to show up and arrive here at her home. Reporting live in Erlanger, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
All right, thank you, Todd. Lots of survey there. And in Warsaw, plenty of damage there as well. The winds demolishing this barn behind me. Emergency management officials reporting some homes are without power and the lines went out and trees are down. WLWT News 5's Brian Hamrick is here now with more from there. Brian.
Yeah, actually, very powerful winds whipped through this part of Warsaw, and you can see some of the consequences. Take a look at this old tobacco barn. Winds just collapsed it. You can see the damage done here. It looks like the legs were kicked out from under it, and the top of the barn basically slammed down onto the lower level. This barn was in good shape. It had new roof. This is not one of these old rickety barns. This was a pretty nice barn. This is not the only place that the winds caused problems. A huge limb came crashing down on Brian Gordy's house. Now, his wife was inside. Fortunately, she wasn't injured by that huge limb. They said that tree had to be a couple of 100 years old. Friends and neighbors came by to help clear the debris out, but there's lots of work still to be done there. The entire back of his house is basically gone.
It destroyed the whole corner of the house. This is our mud room, our utility rooms where we do our laundry and exercise room, and it's completely destroyed. It'll have to be removed and completely rebuilt.
Yeah, a lot of places seeing damage. This barn's seen a lot of storms in its day, but none that got this kind of damage. Now, there are trees down in many places. That brought down electric lines in some places. In fact, east of town, 42 was shut down for a long time because a huge tree fell over there. There are a lot of people down here in Warsaw still cleaning up today. Reporting live, Brian Hamrick, WLWT News 5.
Thank you, Brian. Issues with tree damage on this side of the river as well.
Yeah, this was in Avondale, not far really from the zoo even. WLWT News 5's Alexis Rogers continuing our team coverage this noon of some of the damage and what we went through this morning, Alexis.
Well, we're on the 200 block of Erkenbrecker, and you can see that they're still trying to get this massive tree off of these power lines. They're still not letting people through on this particular street. Duke Energy tells us that this one tree impacted 41 different customers. Of course, they were just a few among the thousands that were impacted. People in this neighborhood say that they heard the winds howling and they saw the storm transform in just a matter of minutes. Just down the street on Forest Avenue and on Wilson, this tree toppled down off on a car there. Authorities were having a very hard time tracking down the owner. Duke Energy crews were able to get the power on in just about an hour or so. So a lot of the neighbors that we've already checked in with say that they do have power now. Zoo employees scrambled for different places to park, being extra cautious of the down power lines. This is right next to the zoo. Sharon McKenzie lives right behind where this big tree on Erkenbrecker fell, and she says that she's never seen a tree that big fall onto power lines in 30 years in her neighborhood.
We heard a real big gust of wind, and actually I heard something, a slamming noise, but we thought something just hit a window. So it might have been the tree that we heard falling.
I saw rain, I saw hailstones, anything over the above but the one with the sirens all over the above.
Now, what you're seeing now is the vegetation and the tree teams coming in, trying to cut that tree down as safe as they can. A lot of people still, they don't want them to really be walking. They got the power lines up from in the middle of the road, but still a cautious scene here. As you can see, a lot of police presence. Reporting live in Avondale, Alexis Rogers, WLWT News 5.
All right, Alexis, thank you. Over in Madisonville, the storm brought down trees in a business parking lot. This is the MedPace building right off Red Bank Road. So far, what we know is there's been no injuries, but as you can see, it will be quite the cleanup this afternoon.
And the early morning storm causing damage all across the tri-state. And WLWT News 5's Richard Childs is in Hamilton with the damage reported there, including an accident between a minivan and a school bus.
Sporadic destruction here in Hamilton, in fact, knocking out power to about 4,000 at the height of this storm. Now that power's been resumed, but not before factoring into an auto accident between a minivan and a loaded school bus. The fast-moving storm swept through Hamilton, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. This bus, loaded with children, was impacted by the most intense fury of the quickly passing storm.
They were on their way to school. They were coming eastbound on Ray Avenue. There's a minivan that was traveling southbound on Eaton. The lights were out because of the storm, the wet conditions. The minivan could not stop.
Police say it was the storm that knocked out the power to traffic signals, factoring to the accident as this school bus was headed to Wilson Elementary.
Nobody was injured. Nobody's transported. The driver may have had some minor injuries.
The children were transported to school on another bus, with both drivers getting checked out and treated.
But everything's going back to normal.
Across Hamilton, trees uprooted with branches and limbs thrown over fences. Trash cans and portalets littered roadways and parks. Joan Dyer, surveying the damage left in her yard, counts herself fortunate that no one was hurt.
And I heard a loud noise and wind, but I thought it was blowing the cardboard boxes we got in the backyard. Until I come out of the bathroom, opened the back door, and there was a tree down. Thank God nobody was hurt.
Now, power has been restored throughout Hamilton at the height of this storm. 4,000 without power, now again in the process of cleaning up behind this severe storm. Reporting in Hamilton, Richard Childs, WLWT